Imagine living a life where no one needs to convince you of your own talents or purpose or passion. You know it yourself. You are living it. You are going to bed every night hopeful, and you are waking up every night encouraged. Your life is filled with love and laughter, and it's light the way that you are living it. That would be quite a life, wouldn't it? Could we call that living life right? But are you instead confused by who you are? Are you instead in that confusion attempting to be all things to all people, constantly wondering what your talents are, never really living within your purpose or passion? Do you scroll through social media, comparing yourself to other people, and fulfilling your goals based on what you see other people having, not even sure if that's what you want? And if that first way of living was living life right, could we call this other way of living life left? How many moments of your life are you living life right? And is that enough? I was a very shy, meek, quiet girl, almost invisible. I moved to this country at the end of 7th grade, leaving my friends and family behind. And that made me even more isolated. But what it did do is it allowed me to put all of my efforts into studying English. And my instructor, my English as a second language teacher, noticed. And so she put me on display. She introduced me to a lot of my colleagues. She invited me to a banquet. And for the first time, this shy, quiet little girl, she was put on display. And she was handed a microphone. And for the first time in my life, when handed a microphone, I came alive. So much so that my dad, who was in the audience, he said to me, "I can't believe it was you up there." But you see, I had forgotten about that moment. I had forgotten about that moment because for so long I had been living my life left. Somewhere along the lines, we have all accepted the fact that exhaustion is a fair price to pay on success. Comparison became the fair game. The incessant pursuit of perfection that we knew would never come was fair play. And all of these things left us exhausted, and all of those things left us leading life left. But there was one more thing that has caused us to live life left, and that is our attachment to humility. Be humble, we were told when we were growing up. And that message transcended culture, religion, faith, any time during our existence of humans on earth. It is the utmost of importance when it comes to core values. It is one of the most sacred of guiding principles. And so as we were taught to remain humble, we have also remained humble. And we have remained humble because that's how we were brought up. Because we did not want to invoke envy on others. Because we didn't want to make somebody else feel bad about themselves. But you see, our brains, they listen and they learn. And so when you stay humble, you can't see or feel your accomplishments. And when you can't see or feel your accomplishments, there is no reward on that hard work that you're putting in. And when there's no reward on the hard work that you're putting in, there is no break. And when there is no break, you just keep going and going and going. And the other thing that happens is our brains, they're constantly trying to preserve energy. They don't want to use up too much fuel. They're not going to go through all of these gymnastics. And so they think in black and white. So if you remain humble, if you are living life left, if you are feeding yourself messages that you are not a success, then what are you? What is your brain going to fill in? If you are not a success, then you are a failure. So I stand here before you and I say, enough with a humble. You have become unimaginably and unnecessarily humble. It has led to you being labeled a follower and not a leader. You have become unappreciated by others. It has led to you admitting your mistakes. In fact, you not just admit your mistakes, you over-amplify your mistakes. And then you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait to be noticed. So I stand here before you one more time, and I say, enough with the humble. The universe is going to send you messages so many times until you finally get them. And so my story of being handed a microphone continues 27 years later, when my sister asked me to speak at her wedding. I was witness to her relationship with her now husband unfolded. And once again, my dad was in the audience, a stoic man who does not dispense compliments readily. And this time, at the conclusion of my presentation, he came up to me and he said, "You have a talent." And this time, because I had been living my life right, I didn't allow this moment to be dismissed because of my humility. I took that moment in, and his words changed the entire trajectory of my life. His words are the reason why I'm standing here before you. His reasons made it possible for me to own my talent and my purpose and my passion. But it took 27 years for me to do that. And I don't want you to wait 27 years to discover yours. I don't want you to wait 27 years to start living life right. And so I have a solution. You see, when good things happen, no matter how small, when we come alive, being given a microphone or something like that, what we do is we take those moments and we write them in sand. When the ocean comes in and it sweeps it away, and we're quick to forget about them. But the moments of challenge, the moments that we think that we are failing, the moments that we are living life left, the moments that we are comparing ourselves to other people, we chisel those in stone when we don't dare forget about it. And the solution that I have for you is that we change those around. And maybe that's too difficult of a step to take. So I ask you to at least recognize when you're doing that. And when you do, when you recognize that, and then when you inadvertently are able to change, writing your successes in stone, chiseling them in stone, the promise is that you will be able to live your life within the constraints of your true talents and purpose and passion. You will be able to believe that you are truly good inside. You will be able to go to sleep in courage and wake up hopeful, living life right.